Is everybody ready now?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Good.
Yes.
Okay, so good afternoon. This is the first lecture in the series. I think we'll continue for at least 3 more months so that we cover entire syllabus of ECO accreditation. Now, when I'm explaining something, me or Jitesh or madam, when we are explaining, you may have questions. So it's better that you carry a pen and paper with you and ask the questions. At the end of the lecture, there will be question answer session. So if you ask all the questions together, it will be easy. And don't worry that you don't worry about that whether your question is stupid or not. As long as you have a doubt, please get it clarified. Don't worry about what other things about the question. Okay. So let's start now. Today we will be talking about the committees. Now, as per NABS standard, there are 11 committees that are mandatory. But for a smaller hospital, what we have done is we have merged couple of committees together and made total 5 so that it becomes easy because many of us or many of you have less than 10 or 15 employees. Now, in such scenario, it becomes difficult to manage 11 committees and the same people will be repeated in all the committees. It doesn't matter. Okay, so I'll now start looking at the meetings. There is 6 committee. Okay, open it. Is the screen visible?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks. Now, this is a piece of paper which talks about committee structure, composition, terms of reference, agenda, and minutes. When I say small hospital, as per NABH, surgery hospital or clinic doing less than 5,000 surgeries per year falls under this category. So don't feel bad about this word, but that's a NABH definition. I can't help it. Now, there are 5 committees, if you would have seen: the quality and clinical governance, patient safety, infection prevention, human resource, and patient grievance. Now, except one, that is the human resource and training committee and health, rest all the committees have to be done quarterly. So that's a good relief that you don't need to worry about every month. This you can look at once in 3 months or once in 2 months if required. Of course, this frequency is normal for normal circumstances. But now suppose there is a issue, like suppose there was a issue of quality, your certain parameters were out. In that case, the meeting can be held immediately after the incidents, just to analyze what happened. You don't need to wait for another 2 or 3 months for the meeting to happen. So it can be, if there are no incidences, it will be quarterly. If there are incidences, as and when it happens. Now, there is 6th committee called as Vishaka committee, or also called as POSH committee. This is prevention of sexual harassment in a nursing home or in a hospital or in an establishment. Now, this committee is under the Act of Parliament. Every organization employing more than 15 people has to have this Vishaka committee, and it has to meet once in 6 months. When we come to formation of Vishaka committee, see, all other committees, there is a commonness that your people have to be internal people. I can't be sitting on your committee. You will have to find out your people to sit on the committee. But in Vishaka committee, there has to be at least one member who will be outside the organization, and a female, and a person of social status. Now, as per High Court order, a person of social status means Either he is a bank manager, or he is a police officer, or he is a lawyer, or I mean talking about she, or she is the principal, so and so forth. So yeah, so that Vishaka committee only will have one external member, and Vishaka committee's members you will have to declare in the nursing station or somewhere where all employees can see who are there, names of Vishaka committee members, their telephone number, both have to be there. There can be a drop box for Vishaka complaint. So that Dropbox has to be away from any CCTV camera access, any CCTV. So you have to make sure that Vishaka committee Dropbox is not covered under by any cameras, so that whosoever is depositing a complaint should not be seen who is depositing the complaint. Am I clear right now? Just keep giving quick feedback. One person is fine, because then I understand whether things are moving in the right direction or not.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now this piece of paper. Scroll up. See, I'll just explain one committee details that I have given, and then subsequently you can read. It's not difficult. Now, the first committee is a Quality and Clinical Governance Committee. Now, there are some designations given. You have to put the names that you want to appoint for the committee. Again, as I said, the names have to be your internal employees, permanent employees. I mean, permanent or temporary, but they have to be your employees. They have to be on your roll. It can't be external person. So, medical superintendent, when I say, see, these are common names. So, what you can do is you can change the designation. It can say medical owner, I mean, you can say owner, or you can use whatever, or you can continue with the same designation as medical superintendent. But if you don't like the word superintendent, you can put whatever that suits you. Then quality manager again is actually what happens is in any organization, the head of organization is supposed to look after everything. He is responsible. Now, he or she cannot manage everything that is happening in the organization. And that is how this concept of committees came in. So you assign the work to various people, and then you report to the owner or make a presentation, which again will come to that, how to make the minutes. So after that, the presentation has to be given to the top management. Normally, for all the people who are participating here, the top management is the owner. But suppose there is a team or there is a committee to which you report, it can go to that committee, top management committee. So quality manager, then senior ophthalmologist, you may have only one ophthalmologist. So you can drop the word senior and put only ophthalmologist. Nursing head, again, you may have one nurse. So there is no question of nursing head or OT in charge. So one of them can be committee member. Pharmacist, if available, because many places there is no pharmacist that is available. So if he is not available, fine, you keep it vacant. And again, quality manager, that is the person, one of the person who will look after the word quality in your organization. Now, next is terms of reference. Terms of reference is something, what does that committee have to do? What's the purpose of that committee? So this committee says review quality indicators and organizational performance. Then is conduct review for clinical audits and mortality, mobility, etc. Approve periodical review of hospital drug formulary. Now, this drug formulary, if you don't have a format, just request us, we will send you a format. And in that format, all the drugs that you use in the in your premises should be noted, and they will be also noting about suppose a drug is Lassa drug, you can mention Lassa drug, or you can mention high risk drug, or you can mention emergency drug. So this formulary will include the comments in the form that these things are in the same drug. Now, please ensure that periodically you review, and if the doctor is adding some drug, please make sure it's added in the formulary. Then review medication and mirror errors, adverse drug reactions, high risk and Lassa drugs, etc. Recommend and monitor corrective and preventive action. Now, normally in a small organization, this always becomes a too much burden, and that is one of the reasons why people don't want to go into accreditation. But now, since we are compelled to, we will make sure that these things are kept at a minimum, and this I'll explain you how to keep it at minimum later. And because this I don't want to discuss on open forum, whoever has doubts can always ask me or Jitesh or madam, and we'll answer it one by one. The frequency of meeting will be quarterly. Now, when there is a meeting, this is the agenda. So you have to circulate the agenda to the members first, and then after the meeting is over, you have to make a minutes of the meeting. Now, this is how a minutes of meetings are made. I am also giving you a draft wherein you fill in the gaps. So the standard minute format is given separately. You will be getting it now, and after you make the minutes exactly as per that. The least trouble for you. All other committees are like this only, so we'll not elaborate, but we'll go to the next. That means checklist. Now the question is, when the committee goes around, what exactly do they check? So if you look at this sheet, are you seeing the sheet now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, if you see infection and BMW, quality and clinical, patient safety, HR training, patient grievance, Vishaka committee. So when it comes to when some committee sits, what do they do? Like we have mentioned this point, patient area, OT procedure, sterilization, etc. So what they have to do is they have to check all these items and tick here whether compliant or not compliant. If it's compliant, put tick. If it's not compliant, put cross. Normally, please don't put cross to the extent possible. If there are some errors, try and fix it up right there and there itself. Because if there is a cross, we have to take corrective action, preventive action, root cause analysis, and we have to create at least 6 or 7 pages document. So try and avoid it, try and correct it then and there itself. This is my personal advice. This is with my experience, I'm telling this, that avoid this. If there is a problem, try and fix it up then and there itself for maximum 1 day, and then minute the meetings. Hello?
Yes.
Am I audible now? Am I clear? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
YouTube ला होता ना हे कुठे होतं?
Yeah. Now this POSH committee, one of the role also is to explain people as to what is POSH, what is what is sexual harassment. In my personal opinion, again, this is not an official opinion, it's a personal opinion. Don't try and oversensitize your staff with posh details, because posh details are so strict that if one male looks at the another female for more than 7 seconds, it's called a
Oh my
sexual
God.
harassment. Now, many places what starts is a blame game, and ladies start threatening the boy. I'll put you under posh complaint. So avoid that. As I said, just tell them that you have to respect ladies. You have to don't intrude their privacy. Give them adequate privacy. Don't use abusive language, and be friendly with them. That's about it. Don't be over friendly, because that will harm them. So, as I said, one woman will be from outside committee. External member details are consent are available. That external member has to say that yes, I am prepared to come sit on your posh committee. So that is important. Okay. Now, is everybody clear on this, or you can always? These papers are already sent to you. You can clear it, but if you have doubts, end of this session, another couple of minutes, you can ask the questions and finish it. Now, this is minute of meeting format. So, what is the name of committee? Meeting title, uh, then date and time of meeting, who was the chairperson for that. It may not be every time the doctor, medical superintendent will be there. So whosoever is chairing the meeting, that person's name, and who is recording the minutes, his or her name. Then attendee serial number, name, designation, and signature. Signature is a must. Then agenda discussed below, agenda number which we have already given. So just say agenda number 1, or you can also say that the committee took the round of the things, they saw their responsibilities and found that everything was acceptable, and hence the meeting was closed with some suggestions or some. They say there is always some chance of improvement. So in the meeting, you can always look at wherever are the opportunities to improve. You can always look at that. And an action point summary. That means suppose you have found that something is not proper, then what action you have to take, who is the responsible person for the action, what is the due date, and what's the status on that particular day when this meeting was held. Then key observations can be, okay, OT documentation needs improvement, or the frontline staff needs to be given little training to be more compassionate, to handle vulnerable patients more in a better fashion, वगैरह वगैरह. That could be key observations. And risk identified. Now, whatever are the risks, like a broken chair, where a person, if he sits, he can fall, or there could be some risk identified. And then next meeting, when are you proposing next meeting? As I said, majority of them are quarterly. So after 3 months, you can put a date. And tentative agenda, again, we are discussing that agenda also in the subsequent pages. So what is a tentative agenda? See, the point of reference need not be discussed every time. You can skip, you can take 2 points every meeting. It's not necessary that all the 6 or 7 points you have to take or handle in every meeting. You can choose, okay, I will take only point number, just show me the checklist. First one. Okay, infection. Now you can choose saying that okay, this particular meeting I'll choose patient care and sterilization. So only these things you need to see. Of course, over a period of year, you have to make sure that entire syllabus is completed. But not every meeting, the syllabus need not be complete. Minutes of meeting is over. Now let's open one infection appointment letter. Okay. Now we'll come to appointment letter that whosoever you are appointing as a committee member, this is the appointment letter you have to issue. Now I am giving you an example of say infection prevention waste committee. So put the date, dear Dr. Mr. Mrs. Miss, whatever. Then I am pleased to appoint you as a member of so and so. And what's your job role? Develop and review infection prevention, vagara, vagara. These are your job roles. And I confirm that I have been trained and to function it effectively. The committee is expected to meet once in 3 months or earlier. We are issuing this letter in duplicate and request you to return so the employee will sign here as as a committee member and keep one copy with her or him and keep one copy with you, which can go in their personal record. Subsequent meeting, we are going to discuss about personal file. So this letter will go in their personal file. Now this is details of infection prevention committee. So this is the purpose of this thing. This is the scope of committee, criteria for selection. Why do we choose a particular person? This is only a guideline. Don't do anything. Just put the names here, whosoever are committee members, and be with it. This meeting is frequency quarterly. Points to be seen in the meeting. Again, we have shown there here also. So don't get confused. You can stick to one. You don't need to look at all the papers. Either you stick to this or stick to the Excel sheet that is shown to you. Operation theatre, sterilization, biomedical waste, housekeeping, staff practices, health. Now, hand hygiene has been given the most importance by all the healthcare workers. So ensure that your hand hygiene facility is adequate. Adequate means you should have a basin, you should have a touch-free tap, you should have a liquid soap dispenser, and preferably you should have a small cloth, because many times scrubbing is say done for 1 minute or 2 minutes. Now blindly when you do thing for 1 minute, everybody's 1 minute is different. That is why it is better that there is a clock and also a poster displaying 7 steps or 5 steps or depending on what type of hand wash it is. So display that poster as well. So that is the adequacy for your hand wash facility. And all the people have to demonstrate that they are aware about hand wash and they can demonstrate the correctness of the auditor is going to ask at least 3 or 4 people to show them the hand wash. And let's not take NC, because that's going to be a very bad NC for us. And refer the checklist for infection control committee before meeting if you want. But if the committee after a couple of meetings, people will be smart enough and they would know what is to be done. So we don't need to worry about it. But this is a guideline, because I just thought that initially this is the first time, because in entry level we also had committees, but nobody bothered about these committee meetings. In full standard, people are going to focus and look at the minutes of meetings, interview people also. Okay. Now, then balance are same committees. Now, here, if you come to Vishaka guidelines, These are the guidelines given by Supreme Court for what should be there. This was, I think, guidelines and normal laid down by Honorable Supreme Court in Vishaka and others versus State Rajasthan and others. So this is against that judgment case. Supreme Court has given this guidelines, and we need to be aware about that the guidelines exist. And if somebody reads this, it's not difficult; it's easy. But make sure that at least one person in your organization has read it. Okay, now this is where we stop at committees. Now, any questions so far? Otherwise, we'll move to chat. Otherwise, we'll move to another point section. Huh? हाँ, वो तो हो गया. See,
So, do we need to make a appointment letter for the external committee member, the postman, the lawyer?
see, point is that it cannot be your relation. It can't be your sister, mother, father, brother. It has to be, I mean, brother can't be there because it has to be a female. And it has to be external. So one of your known person who has a social status, as I said, status means a school teacher is fine, a principal, a bank manager. These people have social status as per the code. So any one of them is fine.
So, do we need to issue an appointment letter to them also?
Yeah, that is very important, and they have to accept that appointment.
Hmm.
So until, see, you have given an appointment letter, you have shown intention to appoint them.
Hmm.
But what about their intentions to accept that responsibility? Because it's a responsible point when there is a harassment.
Hmm.
As long as there is
So,
no
should we
harassment,
also-
it's of no importance.
Right. So, is it thing to add the remuneration also in that appointment letter?
Come again?
The remuneration. Do we
No,
need to put
normally
the
not.
salary?
I haven't seen anyone paying for that.
Oh.
I haven't seen. Maybe, I don't know.
No, I'm just asking to any this purpose only. Should we show that
No,
salary to
no,
make it more authentic?
Maybe at times some favors like giving discount if they're patient, and that's fine. But otherwise, you have to prove that they are independent of you. They are not dependent, and they are doing it as a social service and not for money. That's the requirement. It can't be with monetary consideration. So that appointment cannot be with monetary consideration.
So relation can be the distant relationship is okay or it is also not fine?
See, it avoids if possible. If it's impossible, fine. But I'm sure in any city we live in, you'll always find someone who will be of the status, and I don't think there will be anyone who will what is that? Anyone who will not have that need that requirement. If you come to association, let us know. We'll find out someone in your locality. Any other doubts, questions, discussions?
And these meetings which we had mentioned, like the minutes of meetings and all.
Yeah.
So, so do we have the documentation for previous meetings also, or we need to show the meetings were done from Jan 20?
No, normally if you look at the minutes of meeting, the first statement is the earlier reading it's like a housing society. Reading the minutes of meeting, reading and confirming minutes of meeting of the previous meeting. That's always the first point in the agenda. Always.
So we don't need to document the minutes of meeting, right?
Any meeting. I mean, even society meetings, it starts with this.
And I get that. What I'm saying is in the committees, we had mentioned that read out the minutes of meeting. So we didn't have any structured meeting earlier for these committees, right? So for any which purpose, do we need to show that minutes of meeting earlier, that the meetings were held earlier, or we should start?
No, we start from today.
Hmm.
We are starting everything. We are starting today.
Okay.
We are not
Got it.
doing anything backdated as of today. But if the need be, maybe one meeting we'll have to do because it's a quarterly frequency. So, in all probabilities, we don't need to backdate it. Start from today. I mean, start ASAP, and this month itself, you finish one meeting of all the committees. This month itself. First one is you appoint people, inform.
Hmm.
Because that is what we will need to upload on the NABH website. So appoint people, have a meeting, address them together, and then start the process.
Got it.
Anyone else?
Hi, sir. Good evening. Vipul here.
Yeah, Babu.
One question about the
Yeah.
display of about the displaying the external committee. Can we also display all the members, post committee members?
You have to display all the past committee members, mentioning external member as an external member.
Understood. Understood.
And
Okay.
as I
That's it.
said, the Dropbox has to be in a place. Maybe it's a ladies' toilet because we are talking posh ladies. Maybe
Absolutely.
you keep it in a ladies' toilet where there is no CCTV coverage.
Understood.
So that's the
Understood.
best thing to do. Because again, the
Agreed.
guidelines says that person who complains should not be identifiable to people. So
Okay.
you should not know that, oh, she is going there, that means she has a complaint. That shouldn't happen.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
See, all what we are going to discuss is a logics. Only problem is very few of us use our logics. Frankly, I'm not blaming anyone, including me, but this is what happens. These are all common sense. There are hardly 10% of the laws 10% of the things which you will have to really work on. Balance is all logical. Anything else, or we conclude? You can unmute and talk. You
Sir,
can.
please share the recording of the meeting.
I will be putting this on my YouTube channel
Okay.
under the this thing ECO accreditation playlist. I will share the link to you first time or maybe every time, and those videos, all the videos will be available together and they are downloadable.
Okay, sir.
Because it's a challenge to send a video to everyone individually. It's a challenge because they are heavy. So, we'll have to use some platform to transfer it to you. So I thought the best platform is YouTube, where we already have a channel, we have a playlist.
Sir, you will be sharing all these meeting minutes on the group so we can start preparing it.
I have already shared with you.
Meeting minutes?
No, minutes.
Committee, sorry, not meeting, committee papers. The committee
Yeah,
what
already
we have
emailed to you 3 days back.
Okay. Okay,
If,
sir.
if you have not received it, just let me know.
No form I have received. Committee and new form you are going to change, no?
Yeah,
The new
now
form.
that will take probably a day. So maybe in
Okay, sir.
Friday's meeting, I'll share the form. There are some
Okay, sir.
changes which need some clarification from NABH. We have referred to them, and
Okay.
they have not reverted back completely. They have reverted partially. So moment
Okay.
we are through completely, we will share. However, standard remains unchanged. Standard is the same, edition 2, which is sent to everyone.
Okay.
And despite if you have any doubts, any questions, you can always send a message. It will be answered promptly.
Okay, sir.
Okay. And this meetings will try and curtail to half an hour so that all of you are busy and I don't want to disturb your schedule. But we can continue. If anybody has difficulty, then we can ask questions or you can ask difficulties. So one more point came that when somebody was discussing with NABH officials, they said that it could be worth for everyone to send a letter to CGH, I mean to Health Department and copy to CGHS, saying that it's not possible and we need extension of couple of months. So if you all agree, I'll make a draft, share it with everyone. It's your option. If you want to send it, please send it. If you don't want to send it, don't send it. It's nothing is mandatory there. It's only, as I said, logically, if nobody has made any representation, how would CGHS know that you cannot meet this deadline?
Yes, sir. And CGHS has already informed us that if we are not ready with the application number or if we don't have this NABH process started, we cannot apply for renewal by 20th February is the date to send the application. Then automatically we are dependent from 31st March. And this is not possible only before 20th February to get the application number.
Okay, what probably you have to have a two-stage process. One stage, let me see if there is only form that needs to be filled in and uploaded. I'll study the moment I get the reply, and then maybe next 2-3 days we'll keep everything aside and concentrate on filling the form and uploading on NABH website.
Yes, sir. If you can just get the application number, it will save us from
No,
depending
I fully agree. But now many times what happens is, as you have seen in entry level, once when you upload, then immediately they ask you to upload the mandatory permissions, which all of us can have. Then third point, your manuals, your other things will come. And that is where we may get stuck. And that's the reason why I'm saying, let us see if the form and the mandatory permissions uploading is adequate. I promise you in next 4 days, if you cooperate, we can be doing that.
Okay, sir. Please help us in that.
No,
Thank you.
helping you is helping me. I am a part of you, I consider.
Yes, sir. We have to comply certain rules. So
Yeah,
whatever we can achieve together, that would be fine.
What happens, I tell you, is now if you kind of start the work, I don't think it's very difficult. It's not very difficult. It's not very easy, but it's not impossible to apply things at short notice. As I said, provided they accept that partial compliance is okay. But in the meantime, as I told you, that if you show your interest, we can make a common email to them and shoot it from your individual email IDs. Now, this will give them ground that yes, see, there are 65 members, 65 organizations, I'm talking, who serve CGHS in this MMR region. Now, out of 65, only 9 are NABH certified, accredited. That means balance 56 do not have NABH accreditation. Just imagine a situation on 1st of April where they depanel everyone except those 9. Where the patients of CGHS will go? See, that also has to be seen now because 9 are located in various parts of MMR. So how it would be, CGHS will be looking for some opportunity to keep things postponed. Some opportunity. So before that, as I said, my concept was if we can get the number before 15th March, but since the form is out now, let us see if whatever the details are being asked, if they're reasonable, then we can even apply much before. So form I may share form by tomorrow
First-
evening, you will get it.
Okay, sir. So first priority is to fill up the form and send it to you with all the mandatory permissions,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
Okay, sir. Okay.
For everyone.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So we will wait for the form. As soon as we get it, we'll try filling it and
Tomorrow,
sending you
6
at
o'clock, we will have
ASAP.
the form with you.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
My-
Thank you.
Welcome. So we close here. Thanks everyone. If you have any suggestions about such meetings, please let me know so that we can act upon. Okay. Thank you.